Good afternoon, folks. Happy Friday. We got a lot to cover in Lions news and rumors video. The Lions blocking an interview request for a coach. We'll talk about that. Drew Petzing speaks with pride of Detroit. We're going to give you my takeaways right there. The Lions offensive line is a priority. A person in the media who's also friends, Dan Campbell, really believes that's the direction they're to go in free agency. The latest free agency Lions rumors and the latest on Amik Robertson and rumors right there. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a smart and sound idea to get in a knife fight with Jason Voorhees, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we took all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, you can get cut up. Also, take that like button with you and say, Happy Friday the 13th. Let's get into today's Lions news and rumors. To start off the show, let's get into the blocked coaching request. And that's right, the Lions, they did a block here. Teams around the NFL are still finalizing their coaching staffs for the 2026 season. It appears there are still some organizations interested in Detroit Lions coaches. According to a report from Jordan Schultz, the Miami Dolphins under new head coach Jeff Hafley wanted to interview Lions offensive assistant Bruce Gradkowski for their vacant quarterbacks coach job. However, the Lions blocked that interview request. Now you're like, why would they do that? It's really, really simple, folks, because right now we're focusing on the offseason. We're in offseason mode, and we need to be focusing on the draft. We need to be focusing on free agency, and we can't be focusing on losing more coaches and coaching carousel at this point. It is a little bit late in the season. Miami, you waited too long. We wish you the best, but stay away from Lions coaches. Let's go ahead and get to 400 likes in this video. With your help, we definitely can get it done. And hey, more likes we get, it pushes it out there. Jason Garrett, a media personnel who's also friends with Dan Campbell, spoke about what they think they're going to do in free agency. He says, I just think they have to, Garrett said last week. I mean, to me, when they really were rolling the last couple of years, that was a strength of their team. He's talking about the offensive line. They're able to run the football, control the line of scrimmage, then all of a sudden the play action passes come alive. All those special plays that they ran, it's because they're winning at the line of scrimmage. And I think that they're going to have to get back to that. And I think they fully understand that. That's a fact, folks. This is not a secret. And this is just another confirmation of what I think everybody and their mom believes that the Detroit Lions going to do this offseason in free agency and in the draft. Build the offensive line. That's what they're going to be doing. Now, we don't know specifically what players. We all would love to get the Tyler Linderbaums in the world in free agency, all the best of the best, but that may not be reality. We'll just wait and see. But they are going to attack the offensive line. In free agency, I do believe they go after center, and in the draft, I do believe they go after tackle with the 17th pick. And they may not even be the end of them trying to revamp the offensive line simply because there's been so much problems, right, that's been going with that situation there, right? There's too many problems with the offensive line last year, and we just can't be doing that again this year. And they fully understand that in Detroit. And I fully expect them to attack that. We have to. It's got to be a priority. And Jason Garrett is correct. He's 1,000% correct here. Now, there's a lot of players in free agency we would love for the Detroit Lions to attack, right? We would love for them to get edge. We'd love for them to get, all the guys that we want back. It's going to be difficult. There's a lot of teams coming after some players, and we're going to get to one player right here that is going to be looked at by the New York Jets. And that's right. We're going to be poached by the Jets, at least our free agents. NFL insider Connor Hughes believes that Robertson may not be the marquee name fans are hoping for. This is for the Jets, but it hits the profile of an Aaron Glenn player, similar to Brandon Stevens, whom Glenn identified and helped turn into a productive contributor in 2025. Robertson enjoyed a career year in 2024, earning 63.3 defensive grade from Pro Football Focus. Hughes wrote, "The Jets view Stevens as a potential starter next season, high on Jarvis Brownlee in the nickel role. Robertson would provide another competitive scheme versatile cornerback as the team searches for a higher-end playmaker in the draft." I do believe that the Jets tack Amik Robertson, Alex Anzalone. They're desperate. Aaron Glenn is absolutely desperate right now. And I think he's going to do whatever it takes. He's going to throw money at former Lions players because that team's a dumpster fire. He seems to have fired every single coach known to man. And he's probably trying to do anything to get a quick fix. And what's a way to get a quick fix? We all know this, right? You blow up, spend money in free agency about players that you've known. Now, it doesn't necessarily make the team better for the long term, but it gives a boost in wins. And I think that's called desperation, in my opinion. Let's get to 400 likes in this video, folks. The more likes we get, it pushes out there. And that's what it's all about, right? Getting those likes up. Now, you've heard this rumor before, but we're going to get into it here because it popped up. Again, by Sports Grid's Paul Connor, a target for the Detroit Lions. He believes Trey Hendrickson says, "It's possible the Lions just decide to bring Muhammad back, but he's not going to be the bargain he was last year, and it remains seeing if he can replicate the kind of success that he had during the season, which he posted career out of 11 sacks. What do you would have to like to see the Lions do this? Cincinnati Bengals sign edge rusher Trey Hendrickson in free agency. Sports Grid's Paul Connor predicts that's exactly what Detroit will do. Since the Detroit Lions window is shrinking, Detroit needs another edge presence opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. Connor said, Hendrickson's high motor fits Dan Campbell's culture perfectly. He was a hot commodity a couple of years ago, and he's going to be a hot commodity in free agency. I think a little bit less. Why is that? 31 years old. You see that number right there? 31 years old. He played in only 7 games last year due to hip injury, and that comes into a factor. So when you look at his stats here, it's not the biggest in the world, right? 11 solo, 4 sacks, 1 4 fumbles, 0 interceptions. Remember, he played in 7 games. Hip injury. I think for Trey Hendrickson, he needs to prove that he's healthy for any team. Because when you're 31 and you have injuries, as we know, as Lions fans, it makes it a little bit longer. But what my man is predicting for the contract for Trey Hendrickson is a 2-year deal, $50 million, 25 this year, 25 next year. And to be honest, for Trey Hendrickson, that's actually, I think, is a decent contract. You say that is high. You look at Max Crosby, he's going to be getting $35 million in 2026. And in 2027, he's going to get $29 million. It's about right for his age. Also injury. So I think that is approximately what he's going to get. Do I think that the Lions go after Trey Hendrickson? The reason I don't believe they're going to do this, and the reason that I think that they go in a different direction, is not due to Trey Hendrickson at all. It's more to do with finances, and they have to build the offensive line. I really do believe that they're going to go in this free agency period and pick up a center in this period. Now, look, they completely could change course, right? Maybe they don't. They're going, you know what, we're going to go ahead and get a center in the draft, and we'll try Trey Hendrickson. Just seems a little bit sketchy right now because of that injury that he had. It really did linger. And his production fell when he was on the field. And he's 31. So those are all factors that are going to come into this. I personally don't think that the Lions go after him in free agency, but that is just me. Maybe I'm completely incorrect. Maybe they're like, you know, we're going to go there. Because, look, y'all know we all want edges. You want an edge. I want an edge. Everybody wants an edge. Just doesn't seem like that would be the route they're going to go because of the cap issues. Who they got to re-sign in Gibbs. They got to re-sign in Campbell. Sam Laporta, and they're probably focusing on the line, the offensive line. So that's what I'm thinking. Question for you: should the Lions sign Trey Hendrickson in free agency? S for sign and P for pass. You completely disagree with me. Let me know. Drew Petzing spoke to Pride of Detroit. Make sure you go ahead and check that interview out. It's on their website. Nice interview. It gives you an idea who he is. Here's my takeaways from what I heard the interview. A lot of positive takeaways, in my opinion. Not too bad. It's good to see a little bit of good here. He's extremely detail-oriented. If you listen to him talk, he knows he's extremely confident and detail-oriented. Completely different from John Morton. Boy, it's a two different type of individuals. And I really like that of him. He believes that Jared Goff is another OC on the field, as we all concur. I 1,000% believe that. Right? We've seen him do audibles. He's an intelligent quarterback. He wants David Montgomery to stay. Clap, everybody. Yes, because we like to run the football. So he's really pushing to keep David Montgomery. Something that we all love. He is going to be coaching on the sideline. That is right. On the sideline, we're going to see Mr. Petzing over there. He loves 13 personnel, but only if he has the personnel. Listening to this guy, he really does seem like a smart guy. Very confident. Hearing him talk, I got to keep it a buck. I'm a little bit more confident. When I listened to John Morton speak, I was like, oh, man. I don't know about this guy. But I'm listening to Petzing speak. I really did think he conducts himself very well. It doesn't mean anything, right? It's all words. You have to see it on the field. But so far, I liked what he said. And I also think it's funny that when he spoke to Ben Johnson, because they're best friends, that he said he's the better looking coordinator. That's hilarious because I mean, it's fun. It's fun. But I like it. I like the hire so far. He seems good. I got no issues with it. We still got to see it on game day, right? We still got to see what he's going to do on game day. But so far, way better than John Morton was. So give me your thoughts on the latest Lions news and rumors. Adios.